All right, guys, so South Alabama, if you guys did not see, has officially announced their new head coach in what is Major Applewhite, and he is now the new South Alabama head coach. So if you guys are very, very excited about that, I know I'm excited. I like an offensive-minded coach like he is more than a defensive guy. South's defense was great all year last year, but their offense struggled. They could not move the ball downfield, and I think that's going to help a lot developing the offensive routines that these guys are going to be learning coming in without Carter Bradley, stuff like that as well, going into that. Even with LaDamian Webb transferring out of South Alabama as well, they're missing some of their key guys, but I think this is all in for a good year with South Alabama as he has a 5-year contract, so hopefully gives him time to get in the rhythm of things in the Sun Belt. But of course, today's Thursday, so you guys know what we got to do. We got to go predict the games that are being played this Saturday on SEC basketball. We're going to talk about every single game, break it down. It's going to be kind of a quick video. I'm in a rush for a little bit, but I'm going to get it done, get it out for you guys as well, so we can go ahead and start talking about that. But if you guys are new to the channel, of course, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn your bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. Big announcement coming on Monday. I've got to get scheduling stuff lined up as well, but we should have a big announcement coming on Monday that you'll hear about in tomorrow's video as well while we're playing Madden, so stay tuned for that video if you guys are into big announcements, stuff like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop into some SEC Week 2 reactions as we gear up for conference play. All right, so the first game of the day is South Carolina going into Arkansas. South Carolina almost beating Alabama. I know the game kind of got out of hand at the end of the game, but they almost beat whoever they played, I'm pretty sure. And Arkansas has been kind of struggling, so I'm actually going to go with South Carolina here. They're on the road in this one, but Arkansas lost the last 2 games, I believe, as well. South Carolina's been winning some close games. They've lost some close games. I'm going with the South Alabama Gamecocks on the road. And at Bud Walton Arena, I think it's going to be a loud crowd, but I think South Carolina is going to handle it just fine as they will get the win on the road in Arkansas. Moving on to the next game on Saturday, that is the Alabama Crimson Tide taking on the Tennessee Volunteers in Thompson-Boling Arena. Personally, for me, I'm going with Tennessee here. Number one, if you guys did not hear the headline, Nate Oates has been reprimanded by the SEC because he shoved a player in that Missouri matchup on Tuesday night. That was not how he should have acted. You cannot put your hands on a player. And I'm really shocked as to why he did not get suspended because that's in the rules. You cannot do that. But I'm going to go with Tennessee here. They're playing hot. They're at home. I think Alabama's streak in the conference is going to come to an end. They haven't played a good team yet in the conference. So that gives me my reasoning to pick Tennessee on the road. And I think with that Nate Oates situation, that's going to be getting in their heads, and I think Tennessee is going to take the dub here at home against Alabama and knock Alabama to 4-1. Moving on, you got 2 really underrated teams in the SEC, in my opinion. That is Vanderbilt taking on Mississippi State. These 2 teams can upset teams. Vanderbilt did it last year with Auburn. We saw that. Mississippi State just did it with Tennessee. Vanderbilt hung in there for the first half with the Auburn Tigers as well last night. They about scared me. But I'm going with the Mississippi State Bulldogs in this one. They beat Tennessee this year. They've shown that they can play good teams close. And I think with that being said, they're at home, number 1 against Vanderbilt as well. And I think at home, they play different than they are on the road, like most teams in the SEC. But I think it's a different kind of different if you're Mississippi State. So therefore, I'm going Mississippi State at home. Vanderbilt kind of struggles on the road, but these are 2 very underrated teams in the SEC who I think could have a shot at making some noise in the conference. But I'm taking Mississippi State here at home. Moving on, you got LSU going into Texas A&M. Both of these schools coming off of big upset victories. Kentucky and A&M. A&M obviously beating Kentucky this past weekend on Saturday. LSU getting that huge upset win against number 22 ranked Ole Miss. And we'll talk about Ole Miss and Auburn coming up here shortly. But that was a huge upset for them as they did not just beat them. They beat them by 10 points on the road, I believe, as well. LSU and Texas A&M have both obviously been upsets and on high alerts this week. However, though, I'm going with the hotter team right now and going with Texas A&M. Texas A&M looks to be the better team. What Buzz Williams has done with that program is absolutely insane. And I think that LSU being at home obviously still is going to affect them. But I'm pretty sure that A&M is going to walk in there, get the win on the road, take care of business like they're supposed to in this matchup, even though both teams have upsets this week. I'm still going with the A&M Aggies as they are the hotter team. All right, moving on to the next one, of course, that being Georgia going into Kentucky. This is going to be a flat-out obliteration by Kentucky, in my opinion. Kentucky, 6th in the country, of course. I believe they dropped a few spots, maybe to 8 now, I believe is what it says. So, Kentucky, really good. Obviously, Georgia is not that great. We're not going to talk about them. But Kentucky likes to shoot the 3 ball. They put up a lot of points. We saw that last week against Florida. We saw it this week and midweek against Texas A&M where they scored about 92, 95 points, somewhere in that range against A&M. So Kentucky likes to move fast. They like to keep pace. And I don't think Georgia's going to be able to keep pace with Kentucky, as Kentucky is at home in Rupp Arena as well, in front of their home crowd. I'm expecting Georgia to get the win, or to lose to Kentucky this weekend. It would be a shock if Kentucky loses 2 in a row. I just don't see that happening. They will bounce back from their loss against Texas A&M on Saturday against a struggling Georgia team. Moving on to the next one, of course, Florida going into Missouri. Missouri, kind of that underrated team in the SEC this year. Florida has actually been coming along really nice in conference play, I believe. I believe they're sitting about 5th, 6th, 7th, maybe somewhere in that range. But they will definitely make the NCAA tournament, in my opinion. But I've got to go with this one. I got to give it to the road team here and go with Florida. They played Kentucky close. I believe they won their midweek matchup, if I'm not mistaken, this week as well. So they're on a hot streak right now. I don't know that much about Missouri. I want to say Missouri's been struggling as of late. I believe they lost to Georgia this past weekend as well. So that gives me enough to go ahead and pick Florida here on the road in Missouri as well. Florida, kind of one of those underrated teams to watch out for. They almost beat Kentucky. Like I said, they almost would. I just think that they're the better team here, as they will get the win on the road in Missouri come Saturday as well. All right, moving on to the final game on Saturday, of course, that being Ole Miss going into Auburn. This is a ranked versus ranked matchup, and 8:30 start time, very, very late for those of you Auburn fans out there. But I'm really excited for this matchup. Number one, it's against Ole Miss, and Ole Miss's coach used to be an Auburn guy as well. He was an Auburn assistant coach on the staff, so I'm really excited to see how we're going to treat his return to Auburn or Neville Arena as well. But I like the Auburn Tigers here. They're a deep team this year. They're coming off a really good win, and I believe a 17-point win against the Vanderbilt Commodores last night as well. They shoot the 3 ball really good. Ole Miss, really defensive-wise, has been struggling to keep up with some of these fast-paced offense that we've seen. We saw that against Tennessee and how they struggled against Tennessee as well. So, therefore, I'm going with Auburn and the home team here to continue the streak. So, Auburn will finally be first place in the Southeastern Conference after this weekend. I'm going to go with the Auburn Tigers here, and they improve to 5-0 in conference play. Of course, that's going to be all for today's video. Let me know what you, number one, thought of it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. Tomorrow, pre-recorded video, Madden franchise, week number 2 against the Giants. You'll see how we turned out in Madden week number 2. For those of you interested in that, I believe the first one got like 50 or so views. So hopefully franchise will get some more viewer rates for this channel as well, because I know that's pretty popular on YouTube right now. But that's where we're going to end today's video. Of course, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. South Alabama versus Troy tonight. There's not really a whole lot of sports on tonight, not even in the NBA. So tonight's kind of a midweek kind of struggling, I guess you would say. Not a great night for sports, and but the South Alabama Jaguars are hosting Troy tonight at the Mitchell Center as well. So stay tuned for that one. That's on ESPN Plus at 7 o'clock. Going to be a great game. Got South in that one. That's where I'm going to cut today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.